At night my bed and pillows are soaked with tears. Sorrow has made my eyes dim. Ang kalungkutan, kailangan mo munang anyayahan, pagbuksan ng pinto at patuloyin bago ito magtagal sa iyong presensya. So ang pagtanggap, ang paniniwala, ang pag-isip ng kalungkutan ay isang uri ng pag-anyaya para ito ay dumating. At kung masaya ka naman, you are happy because you think of and believe in happiness. Humagawa ka ng kasiyahan, pinagbibigyan mo ang kasiyahan, pinagbubuksan mo ang kasiyahan na pumasok sa iyong isip, sa iyong puso, sa iyong buhay, kaya ka sumasaya. Psalm 37:4, seek your happiness in the Lord, and He will give you your heart's desire. God will give you what you desire, what you believe in, what you think of. Sa ambang bahagi ng ating pagkatao nakatira, nananahan ng Espiritu ng Diyos sa ating isip. Kaya kung anong inilalagay natin sa ating isip, kung anong wini-withdraw at dinideposit natin sa ating isip, yon ang ating pakikipagtalastasan sa Diyos na siyang nananahan sa ating isipan. Kaya yun ang nagaganap. Kung negative thinker ka, magiging negative ang pananaw mo sa mundo, magiging negative ang nangyayari sa iyong buhay. Kung ikaw na may optimistic, positive thinker, positive ang pananaw mo, maganda ang iyong mga sinasabi, iniisip, at yun din ang magaganap sa iyong buhay. At sinabi na nga sa atin, true happiness is in the Lord and not in things that perish. And the Lord is in our hearts, really meaning our minds. Therefore, happiness is in our minds. And if you think that the Lord doesn't want you to be happy, and you ascribe your loneliness to God, then your thoughts will be that of sadness, then you will be sad in your heart, and you will be sad in your life. Interchangeably, ginagamit yung heart and mind, but really, technically and clinically, it's the mind. Yun naman talagang utak ang nag-iisip. So seek the value, seek the true source of happiness, channel energy towards that source of happiness, and receive from that source of happiness, who is God. Kaya iniluluklok natin ang Panginoon sa ating isipan. Sa matalinghagang paraan, sinasabi natin sa ating puso, pero yung puso naman is nothing but muscles that pump blood, hindi naman niya nag-iisip. Kaya sa mind talaga yon. Pag nakaluklok ang Panginoon sa ating isipan, mga makadiyos na bagay ang lumalabas mula sa ating isip, at mula sa pag-iisip, the material world is created. When God said, God thought that He would create, creation was made. Napaka makapangyarihan ang isip. Kung anong isipin mo, yun ang mangyayari sa iyong buhay. Pag inisip mong magiging tapat ka sa iyong asawa, nagiging tapat ka sa iyong asawa. Pag inisip mo at hinayaan mong magpabalik-balik at laruin mo sa isip mo na magtataksil ka, nagtataksil ka nga. Sa isip nangyayari ang lahat. Doon nakatira ang Diyos. At doon pinipilit sumiksik ng dyablo sa isipan. So seek the source of happiness, think of and believe in happiness, who is the Lord. Ang Panginoon nakatira sa ating isipan, na siya namang talinghaga rin ng ating kaluluwa, ng ating pagkatao. Kaya pag pinupuri mo ang Panginoon, na nakatira sa iyo, naaangat ka rin. Kaya ka masaya pag nagpupuri ka sa Diyos. Pero pagka sinusuway mo ang Diyos, nilalabag mo ang kanyang mga kalooban, syempre, bumibigat ang iyong kalooban, dahil yung Diyos na sinasuway mo, ay nasa iyo rin kalooban, nahahati ka, kaya ka malungkot pag nagkakasala. Kaya nagigilty. Kaya mabigat ang loob. Kaya pagka bigay na bigay ka sa praise and worship, gumagaling ang iyong sakit, gumagaan ang iyong pakiramdam, sumasaya ka, kasi yung Diyos na pinupuri mo ay nakatira sa iyo. Pwede mo ba siyang itaas na naiiwan ka sa baba? Di siyempre tataas ka rin. Pero pag ibinaba mo ang Diyos, tinapakan mo siya, tinungtungan mo siya, nilubog-lubog mo siya, kasama ka rin lumulubog at natutungtungan, kaya nalulungkot ka at tumatamlay pagka hindi mo binibigyan ng Diyos ng kasiyahan. Ano man ang gawin mong trato sa Diyos, trato mo sa sarili mo yun, kasi nakatira sa iyo ang Diyos. Kaya yung mga lumalayo sa Diyos, lumalayo din sa kanilang sarili, sa kanilang kalooban, sa kanilang mga pagpapahalaga, kaya sinasabi na parang ang layo-layo sa akin ng Diyos. Ikaw ang lumalayo sa sarili mo, kasi pag inilalayo mo ang Diyos sa sarili mo, kasama kang nalalayo, dahil nga, nakiisa na sa iyong espiritu ang Diyos. Kaya napakahalaga yung mapagbigay ka sa Diyos para masunurin ka sa Diyos. Kasi yung sarili mo rin ang nagbe-benefit noon. It's all in the mind. So it's very important to live according to the will and teachings of the Lord. Para hindi mo suwayin ang iyong sariling kalooban na nakiisa na sa kalooban ng Diyos. Dapat nating binabantayan ang ating pinaniniwalaan, ang ating inaasam-asam, because belief, wishes, and feelings are energy. Ang paniniwala, ang mga inaasam, ang dinaramdam, ang nadarama, ay may sariling lakas. Belief, wishes, and feelings are prayers. And belief, wishes, and feelings become your reality. Ang pinaniniwalaan mo, reality mo. Kahit hindi yan ang reality sa outside world. So pag naniniwala ka na nakakatakot ang isang madilim na kwarto pag gabi, pag nandun ka, matatakot ka nga. Pero yung hindi naniniwala na nakakatakot ang madilim na kwarto, pumasok man siya doon, hindi naman siya natatakot. Kasi yung pinaniniwalaan niya ang nagiging totoo sa kanyang kalooban. Kaya kinokontrol natin ang pinaniniwalaan. Pinipili mo ang papakinggan dahil baka pag nakinig ka ng nakinig, maniwala ka nga, yung paniniwala mo ang magiging katotohanan sa iyong buhay. Belief, wishes, and feelings can be negative energy. Kaya pag lagi ka lang naniniwala na magwawakas na ang mundo mamaya, magugunaw na ang mundo, kakainin ka ng lupa, tatamaan ka ng kidlat, galit sa iyo ang Diyos, itatapong ka sa impyerno, lagi kang takot, lagi kang ninenervyos, kasi yun ang pininiwalaan mo. Kaya kayo nang laging nadidinig mo na turo, preaching, papasok sa utak mo at tinanggap mo, pinaniwalaan mo, you live in fear. Pero the same believer, another person believing in the same God, believes in the goodness of God, that God is in control, in the kindness of God, that believe that everything is in the hands of the Lord. Kahit ano nangyayari, tahimik siya. Kasi yun ang pinaniniwalaan niya. Kaya napakahalaga, mga kapatid ko, ano ang niyayakap niyong paniniwala. Kasi yun ang inyong magiging emosyon. At pag naging emosyon mo na yun, yun ang magiging katotohanan mo, kahit hindi yun ang katotohanan ng iba. Kaya yung mga taong naniniwala na malapit na silang mamatay, nervyos na nervyos. Yun namang naniniwala, hindi, malayong-malayo pa yan, tahimik ang loob. Kahit ano pa nga, at kailan ang schedule ng kamatayan nila, doesn't really matter. It's what they believe in that counts. Kaya nga yung mga tinatawag na placebo effect, yung mga experiment sa medicine, may group A na pasyente, binigyan ng gamot na hindi naman talaga gamot, placebo lang, pero sinabi sa kanila, gamot yan, naggalingan. Dahil naniniwala sila na uminom sila ng gamot. Merong kababalaghan na nangyayari sa ating paniniwala na yung pinaniniwalaan natin nagkakatotoo. Yun ang hindi pa nasusukat ng siyensya at di gaano na pag-aaralan ng mga theologians. Why? We just say faith, mystery, miracle. Pero talaga ang paniniwala, malaki. Kaya dapat tinitingnan natin kung ang ating paniniwala, ang ating inaasam, iniisip ay negative. Kasi magiging negative ang buhay natin. Psalm 38, 1-4. When you are angry, Lord, please don't punish me or even correct me. You shot me with your arrows, and you struck me with your hand. My body hurts all over because of your anger. Even my bones are in pain, and my sins are so heavy that I am crushed. Isang pananaw tungkol sa Diyos. Galit ang Diyos. Galit sa akin. Pinaparusahan ako ng Diyos. Therefore, ano nangyayari? Masakit ang kanyang mga buto. Nagdurusa siya. Hirap na hirap ang kanyang loob. The writer of this song believes that the Lord is the source of his anguish. And this belief has been transformed into a negative energy that was soon translated into pains, into realities. Sa niya, galit sa akin ang Diyos. Magagalitin ang Diyos. Masungit ang Diyos. Pinapalo ako ng Diyos. At pagka nangyayari yun, nagtatranslate into sickness, into pain. Lalo talagang nahihirapan ng kanyang katawan. But remember, napakahalaga ng pananaw natin. Belief, wishes, and feelings can also be positive energy. In the same collection of songs, Psalms 46, 1-3, another point of view about God, God is our mighty fortress, always ready to help in times of trouble, and so we won't be afraid. Let the earth tremble and let the mountains stumble into the deepest sea. Let the ocean roar and foam in its raging waves shake the mountains. A totally different view of God. A totally different belief about God. A totally different thought. And what does it do to the thinker? It gives peace. It gives serenity. It gives contentment and happiness. Even confidence. So anong pananaw natin na umiiral tungkol sa Diyos? Nagalit sa iyo ang Diyos o mahal ka ng Diyos? Depende sa pananaw na pinapalaki mo sa iyong utak, mabubuo ang iyong emosyon, maapektuhan ang iyong katawan, ang iyong kalusugan, ang buong buhay mo. Ano ang pananaw mo tungkol sa magulang mo, sa anak mo, sa asawa mo? Yun ang bubuo ng hugis ng relasyon ninyo o ng pakikitungo mo sa Kanya. In the second example about the point of view about God, the psalmist credits the Lord for His protection. And this belief has become the source of his courage. It has become the source of positive energy that dictated the course of his life. Same God, magkaibang pananaw, magkaibang approach, magkaibang behavior, magkaibang kalusugan, magkaibang lifestyle. So watch and choose what you believe in. It has mysterious ways of becoming your reality. Kita niyo yung naniniwala sa global warming, nag-iingat sa environment. Yung hindi naniniwala sa global warming, patuloy ang paglustay sa environment. Yung naniniwala sa katotohanan na dapat may iniipon ng tao, may savings, nag-iipon, ibang-iba ang sitwasyon ng pananalapi niya doon sa hindi naniniwalang kailangan mag-ipon. Kung ano talagang paniniwala mo, mahalaga. Your thought becomes your faith, it becomes your reality, it becomes you. That's why the Bible is very concerned about how we think. And Romans 12:2 says, be changed by the renewing of your mind. Sa isip nangyayari ang lahat. The battle happens, sabi sa Bible, in heavenly realms. What does heavenly realms mean? In the clouds, in the air, in the stratosphere? No, in the mind. Because the mind is the kingdom of God. That is where God reigns, and that is where Satan would like to usurp power and reign instead of God. Doon nag-aagawan sa paraan ng pag-iisip. And thought, we said, is energy. Energy purchases its object from creation. So pag may iniisip ka, nagiging parang pambili yun, binibili mo sa creation, sa heavens, sa universe, yung gusto mong bilhin. Pagka iniisip mo, nagagaling ako, bumibili ka ng gamot. Pag inisip mo, hindi na ako gagaling, bumibili ka ng kamatayan. Kasi mahiwaga nga ang pag-iisip. Psalm 35:9, then I will be glad because of the Lord. I will be happy because He saved me. Psalm 36:5, your steadfast love, O Lord, extends to the heavens, your faithfulness to the clouds. Siyempre, mga metaphor, heavens, clouds, think of your heart, think of your mind, where God reigns. And the positive energy that comes from gladness is drawn out from the Lord, the power behind creation. Kaya may pananalig kahit person number 1, may pananalig, person number 2, wala. Pareho lang ang dumating sa kanilang sakit. Ang lubha-lubha agad ng feeling nung walang pananalig. Pareho lang ang dumating sa kanila na pagsubok. Yung may pananalig, naninindigan, may pag-asa, may cheer. Yung walang pananalig, lugmok na lugmok. Kasi yung pananalig mo talaga ang nagpapalakas o nagpapahina sa iyo. What you believe in by your selection is what you will see, hear, and experience. Kaya minsan may experiment sa isang klase. Umagang-umaga, mayroong biglang pumasok sa room nila, naghahabulan. May daladalang kung ano yung humahabol. Pagkatapos nun, tinanong ng teacher yung mga estudyante, anong nakita niyong daladala ng humahabol? May nakakita na ang hawak niya, kutsilyo. May nakakita na ang hawak niya, baril. May nakakita na ang hawak niya, sari-sari. Then, nirepeat nila yung eksena, ang hawak pala, stapler. Pero bakit nakakita ng baril yung iba? Bakit nakakita na ang kutsilyo? Kasi iniisip nila, basta hinahabol ka, gusto kang patayin. Bakit naman dadaling ang stapler? Ano ka, bulletin board? Nakakabitan ng papel? So, yung gusto mong makita, yung nakasadya sa utak mo makita, iyon ang nakikita mo. Kaya yung mga selosa, sari-sari ang nakikita niyan. Dahil yung selos nila ang bumubuo ng nakikita nila. Kahit hindi yun ang nakita, yun ang akala nila nakita nila. Yun namang mga walang kaselos-selos at walang kamuang-muang, dapat nang may makita, wala pang nakikita. Clueless. Kasi nga, hindi niya iniisip. Isang halimbawa ng pananalig at anong ginagawa ng pananalig, Matthew 8:2. Suddenly a man with leprosy came and knelt in front of Jesus. He said, "Lord, you have the power to make me well, if only you wanted to." The leprous man chose to seek Jesus for healing, not the priests in the temple, who were the usual and traditional instruments according to their tradition. So, for him, belief in the power of Jesus to heal, sabi niya, if only you wanted to, that says a lot about him. Lord, sabi niya, kung gusto niyo lang akong pagalingin, mangyayari, kaya niyo. So, may pananalig siya, kaya siya lumapit. May pananalig siya, kaya siya nagsalita. Then the experience purchased by your belief will validate that same belief. May paniniwala siya, siya'y napagaling. At dahil napagaling siya, lalo siyang naniwala. At dahil lalo siyang naniwala, mas lalong lalaki ang mga paggaling na mararanasan niya. At dahil habang lumalaki ang paggaling na nararanasan niya, lalong lumalaki ang kanyang pananalig. Habang lumalaki yung pananalig, lumalaki yung nakukuha niya na pagpapala, palaki ng palaki. Pero subukan mong wala kang pananalig o maliit. E di maliit din yung makukuha mong pagpapala o wala. Lalong liliit ang pananalig mo. At habang lumiliit ang pananalig mo, lalong wala kang makukuha. Lalong hindi ka mananalig, negative cycle. So sa buhay natin, break into the cycle of belief, cycle of faith. Faith, that procures blessing from the heavens. Kaya pinapractice yan, sinasanay ang pananalig, para kung sa iyong pananalig ay makatanggap ka ng iyong inaasam, ay lalong lumaki yung pananalig, lalakas ang loob mong mas maniwala at mas magtangkang humingi ng mas malalaking bagay dahil lumaki na yung paniniwala mo na pwedeng mangyari yon. At pag nangyari nga, lalong lalaki yung paniniwala mo. It's a matter of practice. Did it ever occur to you that faith is also a matter of mental discipline? Pinapaniwalaan mo yung gusto mong paniwalaan, nagpo-focus ka doon, at inaalis mo lahat yung pwedeng makagulo sa iyong isipan. Sa pagpapatuloy ng kwento, Matthew 8:3, Jesus put his hand on the man and said, "I want to. Now you are well." At once, the man's leprosy disappeared. The faith placed by the leprous man on Jesus' power to heal made him well and was validated by his eventual healing. Dahil nanalig siya, gumaling siya. At dahil gumaling siya, napatunayan niya na yung pananalig niya, tama, lalo siyang nanalig. Ang ganda ng pupuntahan ng direksyon ng taong ito, huwag lang niyang biglang baluktutin. Then your strengthened belief purchases and chooses more of that same experience, the cycle that we are talking about. That's why faith grows. And the opposite is that unbelief also grows. So either patasang-patasang yung pananalig o palubog ka ng palubog sa kawalan ng pananalig. These are cycles. Paikot-ikot, pero sa pag-ikot, may asenso. Pag tiningnan mo sa front view yung ikot, parang ganito lamang, pero pag nag-side view, papaganon. May ibang nararating pa. Mark 1:45, the man talked about it so much, yung pinagaling, and told so many people that Jesus could no longer go openly into a town. He had to stay away from the towns, but people still came to him from everywhere. Dahil sa pananalig ng tao na napatunayan, ngayon marami na siyang tinaniman din ng pananalig at gusto rin nilang mapatunayan, kaya nagkakagulo sila at hindi na magkaroon ng katahimikan si Jesus na pumasok sa mga bayan-bayan. Hindi dahil iniiwasan niya yung mga nananalig, kundi dahil iniiwasan niya yung mga usisero na gusto lang siyang usisiin, pero hindi naman talaga nananalig. And in the town, a cycle of believing and healing is set loose. Kaya kung may pananalig ka, kapatid, and you are very, very convinced of it, and you are convincing about it, many other people also begin to consider believing or actually believe only by the power of your testimony. Kaya dumadami ang mananampalataya. You expand the kingdom of God when you have more brains opening themselves to the power of God and to the possibilities of such wonderful things happening. That is why, sabi ng iba, believe and you shall see. Yan ang sinasabi ni Jesus. Eh yung iba, to see is to believe. I like to see first before I believe. You will never see. But you believe first, then you see. And when you see, then you believe more. And when you believe more, you will see more. Matthew 8:13, then Jesus said to the officer, yung tao na sinabi, pagalingin niyo po ang aking katulong na nasa bahay. You may go home now. Your faith has made it happen. Right then, his servant was healed. So a man went to Jesus and said, my servant is so ill. Can you make him well? Eh dahil siya naniniwala, sabi ni Jesus, umuwi ka na. Dahil sa pananalig mo, gagaling siya. Kita nyo, sabi niya, dahil sa pananalig mo. Hindi niya sabing dahil sa akin. Dahil sa pananalig mo. Yung pananalig mo ang bumili sa langit ng kagalingan. Your faith mobilized unseen forces and powers that now had made your servant well. At sabi, dahil nanalig, gumaling yung kanyang katulong. The officer first believed, and then saw the healing power of God in Jesus Christ. In the scheme of things, do not doubt, only believe. Mark 5:36, Jesus heard what they said, and he said to Jairus, don't worry, just have faith. Jairus' daughter was dying, and so he fetched Jesus. Sabi niya, pumunta ka sa bahay namin, at yung anak ko'y nag-aagaw buhay, pagalingin mo sana. Then dumating ang mga mensahero galing sa bahay niya, huwag mo nang abalahin ang teacher, patay na ang anak mo. Sabi ni Jesus, huwag kang mag-alala, manalig ka lang. Ang totoo ay namatay nga yung bata, pero dahil nanalig yung ama, nabuhay muli yung anak. Worry or believe, it's your choice. Believe or worry. Pero hindi pwedeng you believe tapos you worry. Or you worry and then you believe. One half faith is a one whole nonsense. Dapat buo. At siya inanalig, kaya niya nakita. Without faith, nothing will happen. Nothing out of the ordinary is what we mean. Nothing miraculous. Matthew 17:20-21. When his disciples could not accomplish something that they had to accomplish, they asked him why not. And Jesus replied, it is because you don't have enough faith. But I can promise you this, if you had faith no larger than a mustard seed, meaning very small, kahit konting faith lang, you could tell this mountain to move from here to there. And it would. Everything would be possible for you. To say it in the negative, nothing is impossible for you if you believe. Your thought and your mind, your faith is the limit. Sabi niya, believe, nothing will be impossible to you. And this is the unexplored frontier of our faith. How many of us and how much have we really explored faith to the point that it makes things happen? Sabi niya, if you believe, even in just a bit, maliit lang na pananalig, bundok susunod sa inyo. Jesus taught people and believers to focus on their faith, to mobilize their faith, to produce results, to move mountains. And God is creator. That's why faith in God creates. May relasyon yan. Ang Diyos kasi, creator eh. Eh kung yung Diyos ang nakatira sa iyong isipan, pinaniniwalaan mo, tinatawagan mo, sinusunod mo, di may creativity, may creation na magaganap because you appeal to God who is creator. Yun ang hiwaga ng pag-iisip. You cannot see, feel, and have and enjoy what you do not believe in at first. John 9:18, but the Jewish leaders would not believe that the man had once been blind. Why? Those people really refuse to believe. That's why if they see evidence, they still do not believe because in their mind they have made up and they have decided that they would not believe. The Jewish leaders would not cede to Jesus the power of God to heal the blind man, so they could not believe that the blind man could now see. Ayan na yung ebidensya, ayaw pa nilang paniwalaan. Kasi pag naniwala sila, mas malaki ang kanilang kalugihan, edi pati sila magiging follower ni Jesus, hindi na sila yung leader. At madalas sinasabi ng Panginoon, do not think that you could receive anything without faith. Kaya sayang yung gawa ka ng gawa ng religious practice, religious activity without faith, you achieve nothing. Matthew 21:22, if you have faith when you pray, you will be given whatever you ask for. Hindi sinabing, when you pray, you will be given what you ask for. Sabi, if you have faith when you pray. Faith mobilizes mysterious energies that create, and God is creator. God is the source of all such energy. Believe in what you want to see, to feel, and to have. Believe in what you want to experience. Hindi pwedeng puro intellect. Hindi pwedeng purong good reason, puro philosophy. There is this great part that is done by faith. Sabi, we walk by faith, not by sight. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And if you limit yourself and your perception through your senses, there will be no room for great faith. Kaya talagang exercise yan. Meditation, quietude, quiet time, thinking, not thinking and being quiet before the Lord, so that the mind is brought to that realm where the Lord can shape the mind. Matthew 9:29, then he touched their eyes and said, according to your faith, let it be done to you. Hindi na sinabi ni Lord na according to my touch, according to my ministration to you, sabi niya, according to your faith. So kung nananalig ka, mangyayari. Kung hindi ka nananalig, kahit hawakan kita, hindi mangyayari. Yung faith mo ang makakapagpangyari sa mga mangyayari. And the blind men, in approaching Jesus, expressed their desire to regain their sight. Sabi ni Jesus, according to your faith, it will be done to you. This desire became a reality, and they soon received sight. So produce, buy, and shape your experience with belief. Yan ang madalas nawawala eh. A lot of times, religiosity is reduced to intellectual exercise, to memorization of verses, to intellectual pursuits, debates, yung mga nagagawa ng utak, pero nakakalimutan natin i-develop yung inner core of everything. And that is our inner spirituality, our faith, which is personal, which is private. It cannot be corporate. We have corporate worship, we have corporate activities.
Shadows where love used to be. I'm searching for solace, but it's hard to see. The ghost of your memory, it still haunts me. A bittersweet reminder of what used to be. Oh, my heart is aching like a heavy stone. Longing for your touch, but you're gone back home. In this dark of night, I'm left to grieve. Trying to move on, but my heart heart still bleeds. Tears fall like rain as I whisper your name, wishing I could turn back time to the love we sustained. But now you're gone and I'm left to decay, a fragile heart that's lost its way. Oh, my heart is aching like a heavy stone, longing for your touch, but you're gone back home. In this dark of night, I'm left to grieve, trying to move on, but my heart still bleeds. Shadows were your name, wishing I could turn back time to the love we sustained. But now you're gone and I'm left to decay, a fragile heart that's lost its way. Oh, my heart is aching like a heavy stone, longing for your touch, but you're gone back home. In this dark of night, I'm left to grieve, trying to move on, but my heart still bleeds. Maybe someday I'll learn to love again, but for now I'm trapped in this heartbreaking pain. Maybe someday I'll find my way back to the light, but until then I'll hold on to the memories of our night. Oh, my heart is aching like a heavy stone, longing for your touch, but you're gone back home. In this dark of night, I'm left to grieve, trying to move on, but my heart still bleeds. We once made, leaving me with just a memory, a love that's faded.
But the development of your spirit, to align it with the Spirit of God, is a very private matter. Kaya napakahalaga ng quiet time, ng meditation, napakahalaga nung nananahimik ka lang, nakikipagniig ka sa Diyos, dahil doon mo lang na isusunod sa direksyon ng Espiritu ng Diyos ang iyong Espiritu. Yung babaeng pinagaling ni Jesus, after 12 years of bleeding, Luke 8:48, Jesus said to the woman, "You are now well because of your faith. May God give you peace." Jesus is so repetitious about this. It is your faith that healed you. So pagka hindi ka gumaling, sasabihin ni Jesus, it is your lack of faith that prevented you from getting healed. Huwag mo sisihin ng Diyos. Yun ang dapat natin makultivate, mga kapatid. Yung kapangyarihan ng pananalig na nandun lang sa loob ng ating isip, na hindi natin madalas nabubungkal, hindi natin nalilinang, hindi natin nade-develop. The woman's faith shapes the whole course of her life into a state of well-being when she was freed from her illness that troubled her for 12 years. Faith. So change your life by changing your experience. And change your experiences by changing your belief, your mind. Matthew 9:22, Jesus turned, he saw the woman and said, "Don't worry, you are now healed because of your faith." At that moment, she was healed. She only needed the affirmation from Jesus, but it is her faith that would heal her. In fact, it was that faith that made her approach Jesus. Kaya siya lumapit kay Jesus dahil nananalig na siya. Pero kailangan lang niya sabihin ni Jesus, yung pananalig mo, pagagalingin ka niyan, at nung marinig niya yun, gumaling nga siya. Kailangan lang niyang ma-encourage na yung pananalig niya sapat para magpagaling. At hindi niya kinailangan lumapit doon kasi yung ang pasyente na malayo na pagaling ni Jesus at hindi pa yung pananalig ng pasyente, pananalig ng amo ng pasyente who had the authority over the servant. Kaya mahalaga, be changed by the changing of your mind. What do you think about your illness? What do you think about your family problems? What do you think about the challenges that you face? And what is the relevance of your faith in God to those issues? Romans 12:2, Do not conform to the pattern of this world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will.